Hey, what's up everyone? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here with a track review for you guys. So for this review, I'll be reviewing the new song from Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine. Now, I do want to say that I have received a lot of notifications, comments, and messages from you guys saying, "Hey Zach, have you reviewed the new Linkin Park song yet? Why haven't you reviewed it, Zach? Have you even heard this song? And if you've heard it, what do you think of it, Zach?" Listen, just because I don't get a review out for a song the second that song comes out, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to review it. It just means that I'll either not review the song at all or I'll just review it at a later date. But just because you don't see a review from me the second that a song comes out, it does not mean that I'm not going to review it at all. I wish people would realize this because I just have to point this out because this is not the first case like this. I've gotten this before with other bands, not just Linkin Park, but with other bands. Like, "Hey Zach, have you heard the song yet? Why haven't you reviewed it yet?" Some people, I feel like, just seem to forget that content creators, we have lives. I mean, gosh, I can only imagine what much larger or what more well-known music reviewers go through. Because if I'm receiving this at the number that I'm at, then God bless those with much larger numbers. So I just feel like I have to point this out because it is kind of obnoxious, I'm not going to lie. So I had to point that out. But it is Linkin Park, so we do have to talk about this. So we knew that Linkin Park was coming out with something. We weren't exactly sure what it was. We weren't sure if it was going to be a new tour announcement or a new single or something. And that is what we got. We got a new single from Linkin Park, which features their new vocalist, which is something that I can definitely see rubbing people the wrong way, which is something that we will get into here for sure, because it is obviously the thing that everybody's talking about when it comes to this new Linkin Park track. But not only that, they have announced that they have a new album coming out, I believe, later this year, which is just insane. I mean, who honestly was expecting to get a new Linkin Park album in the year 2024? That is just insane to me. None of us have seen this coming, and it's happening. It's just happening. But we do have to talk about this new song, The Emptiness Machine. Now, we have to get this out of the way. Not only is this featuring a new vocalist, but it's a female vocalist. Now, the song itself, I have to say that I think it's just decent. It's just a decent song, I think. I've seen a lot of people say that they're not really in love with this song. They're not crazy about it. They think it's trash. I wouldn't go that far, to be honest. I don't think it's trash, to be honest. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, is it close to being some of their best work? No. Absolutely not. I mean, this comes nowhere near like those early albums like Hybrid Theory and Meteora. Like, no, this is not reaching those heights for sure. But it's all right. I think it's decent for what it is. And honestly, I think it's better than anything on their last album, One More Light, which it's hard to believe that album came out when it did, because you know, it's been a while since we've gotten a new Linkin Park album. 2017 was their last album, One More Light, which I know a lot of people still say is their weakest. It's still considered their weakest, and I would say it's their weakest. But with this new song, The Emptiness Machine, I think it's actually decent. It's actually all right. I mean, structurally, it is very much like a Linkin Park song, the way it flows, the structure of it and everything. And Mike Shinoda's vocals are actually pretty good in this song. I think he sounds pretty good, but I do understand why Linkin Park would want to have a new vocalist. But again, this is something that we will get into here, because with just Mike Shinoda himself, it just wouldn't be the same, and it just wouldn't sound like Linkin Park because of the flow of the music that Linkin Park puts out. And it would probably just sound like a Mike Shinoda solo project if they would have just continued with the members that they had as well. But with this female vocalist, you can definitely tell that she's trying to do the things that Chester does. Like, she does do those yells that Chester used to do in this song. You know, you could definitely tell. It is way too obvious, but it's not bad. I just don't think it's anything great. Like, it's just hard to believe that this is Linkin Park. You know, if this were any other band, it probably would be maybe a little bit better, but again, it's just decent, I think. It's passable. So there's not really much to say about this song. It's kind of just there for me. I know someone said that this is not necessarily a replacement for Chester, but it's more like a new era of Linkin Park. But for me, Chester Bennington will always be the main face of Linkin Park, and I'm sure a lot of others feel the same way. May Chester Bennington rest in peace, of course. But this new track, it's kind of just decent for me. Not loving it, but not hating it either. So if I were to give this song a score, I'm kind of thinking a 6 out of 10. Probably a 6 out of 10 for this new Linkin Park track. It's kind of around that score for me. So let me know what you think of the new Linkin Park song, The Emptiness Machine. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that we got a new Linkin Park track and we're getting a new album. I mean, what a time to be alive, right? So let me know what you think of this track. Thanks for watching.